for his administration yesterday. Take a look. His name is Brendan Carr, and he is being chapped for chairman of the FCC. He currently serves as the senior Republican commissioner on the FCC. In making his selection, Trump said in part, quote, "He will end the regulatory onslaught that has been crippling America's job creators and innovators and ensure that the FCC delivers for rural Americans," end quote. Trump also made a few more picks on Saturday. Take a look. The biggest one of them, Chris Wright. He's going to be tapped as energy secretary. That maintains the country's energy, also the nation's nuclear weapons stockpiles. He also picked William Scharf to be White House staff secretary, and he picked Caroline Leavitt to be his press secretary. She'll be sparring with the media the next few years. She's 27 years old, and that makes her the youngest press secretary in U.S. history. And back out here live, still several other positions we're waiting to hear on, not just Treasury, waiting to hear Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Transportation, waiting to find out what the future is going to be for FBI Director Chris Wray. If he's out, who's going to be in? And lastly, we also need to find out who is Trump's ICE director going to be. He's obviously tapped Tom Homan to be his border czar, but if you want to carry out mass deportations, you got to have an ICE director. So waiting to find that out as well. We'll send it back to you.
And Bill, don't you think they need more ICE agents?
100%. They need more ICE beds, more ICE agents, more Border Patrol agents, and a heck of a lot more funding from Congress if you want to be able to deport millions of people, not just hundreds of thousands. And that's what they're talking about doing.
Right. And Trump has said he's going to start that on day one. Bill Malutian, live, not far from Mar-a-Lago. Thank you very much.
Bill.
Meanwhile, switching gears, birth rates are plummeting worldwide. The total fertility rate in the United States, look at that right there, fell to 1.62 births per woman last year, a historic low, as Sweden and Britain also saw record low birth rates.
Well, you can't blame Elon Musk. He says instead of teaching fear of pregnancy, we should teach fear of childlessness.
Here with reaction is Fox & Friends Weekend co-host Rachel Campos-Duffy. Hey, Rachel.
Good morning.
Brian always says 3 names, 9 children.
Yes.
So you have contributed to help our birth rate go up here in America.
And so has Elon Musk. He has 12 kids.
12 children.
A pair of triplets and two sets of twins. I mean, it's a crazy situation.
So you're the exception. You
I'm
and
the
Elon.
exception.
What's going on? Why aren't people having babies?
No, it's interesting. So 1.6, so that's below the replacement level, which is 2.1. And that's the lowest number we've seen since 1938, which is when they first started tracking birth rates. So there's a real problem. There's economic implications. There's labor implications. Elon Musk talked a lot about that, and talked about whether robots could actually replace. But forget all that. There are implications for our souls. There are implications for our happiness in not having children. I personally know somebody who thought, her career was everything and said, I'm one of those people. I just want my husband and my career. Ended up having a child and was like, I can't believe I almost missed this.
What was I thinking?
What was I thinking? And had another one after that. So I guess, you asked me once, we were sitting over there during a commercial break, and you said, Rachel, how many kids, how did you know how many you were going to have? I said, I didn't. I'm Catholic. They just came.
Beautiful.
However, I did have someone give me really good advice. And she said, don't think about, because when you have a baby, it's really hard, especially if you have other little kids. She said, don't think about how many kids you're having right now. Think about how many you want around the Thanksgiving table 20 years from now. And I think that's really the part of it. And then the other part about it is a practical one, like who will care for you? I mean, there are fur babies, but fur babies aren't going to hold your hand when you're in the hospital bed dying. Your corporation, we have a nice corporation we work for, but they're also not going to be there for us in our old age. And so this idea of not having children, of not looking into building that legacy is really a really new phenomenon. It's never been like that before. We've always wanted to procreate, create a tribe, and create a legacy that lasts into the next generation.
You could have co-anchors around your bedside in your last moments, maybe.
Will you hold my hand, Brian?
I
doubt
it. There'll be a huge line.
Thank God I have 9 kids.
But by the way, you have your show every single day.
I do. I have Fox Noticias, by the way. You should watch it at noticias.foxnews.com. That's the digital platform in Spanish. So everything you see on the Fox platform for news, you can go and get it in Spanish, and you can click on my face, and it'll lead you right to the show. And you can practice your Spanish, and you can tell everybody you know. Yeah, no, I don't do it in German. That's his language of preference.
Right. That's why I'm going to start the German channel for Fox.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no audience for that. By the way, speaking of getting older, there are so many studies that if you are bilingual, it lowers your risk of dementia.
That's right.
So
because your brain works overtime.
brain is working.
Rachel, adios.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Fox News alert. Prosecutors are expected to rest their case today in Daniel Penny's manslaughter trial. Judge Janine, on the key testimony we can expect to hear inside the courtroom next.
We're also monitoring the Lake and Riley murder trial, which begins in Georgia any minute.